is one of my favorites, and I love photography. I watch him when he was working. You could see his mind working. He was going to get the picture that really counted. The impression I get from Ron, it's not just a job for him. It's almost artistry. He wants something that is going to last. Long after I'm gone, long after all the rest of us, when people look at the history books, they're going to look at their photographs.
Because people have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
A full, free, and absolute pardon unto Richard Nixon for all offenses against the United States which he, Richard Nixon, has committed or may have committed.
So I will not make age an issue of this campaign. I am not going to exploit for political purposes my opponent's youth and inexperience.
There are cities in Michigan. There are cities in Michigan. Oh, shut up.
After me, I, Ronald Reagan, do solemnly swear. I, Ronald Reagan, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute. Get him out!
President Reagan was very nice, and after I won the Pulitzer Prize, he invited me into the Oval Office. We chatted about Jim Brady and how his family was doing, and at the end, he even made a joke about the fact that next time he thought he'd use a stand-in.
My fellow Americans, I'm pleased to tell you today that I've signed legislation that will outlaw Russia forever. We begin bombing in 5 minutes.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Nancy and I are pained to the core by the tragedy of the shuttle Challenger. We know we share this pain with all of the people of our country.
solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of President.
They'll push again and I'll say, read my lips. No new taxes.
I do not like broccoli. And I haven't liked it since I was a little kid. And my mother made me eat it. And I'm President of the United States. And I'm not going to eat any more broccoli.
I want to say one thing to the American people. I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky.
My candidacy for the United States Senate from New York. There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, "Fool me once, shame on you." If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
My service in the United States Congress, I took the initiative in creating the internet.
South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House. Yeah!
So I hear the voices, and I read the front page, and I know the speculation, but I'm the decider, and I decide what is best, and what's best is for Don Rumsfeld to remain as the Secretary of Defense. Well, where should I start? A year ago, my approval rating was in the 30s. My nominee for the Supreme Court had just withdrawn, and my vice president had shot someone.
Those hockey moms, you know, they say the difference between a hockey mom and a pit bull? Lipstick.
I've now been in 57 states. I think one left to go.
That we are not as divided as our politics suggest. That we are one people. We are one nation. And together we will begin the next great chapter in the American story with 3 words that will ring from coast to coast, from sea to shining sea. Yes, we can. A long time coming. But tonight, because of what we did on this day, in this election, at this defining moment, change has come to America.
Well, it's really been an honor and a privilege for me to have spent this amount of time doing what I love doing. You know, it gave me the opportunity to work for the Associated Press and for them to allow me to be the eyes of millions of readers around the world. And I've always felt very privileged at that, and I'm very honored.